You're listening to the Zebra Podcast Network. Your school, your voice.
Hey Zebras, welcome to Peer-to-Peer, the podcast where high school stories meet real-world advice.
I'm Michelle.
And I'm Angela.
We're your hosts, and we're so excited to share this journey with you.
In every episode, we dive into the unique experiences students are having at New Brunswick High School. Whether it's overcoming challenges, finding new passions, or navigating the ups and downs of high school.
Plus, we'll share practical tips and advice to help guide underclassmen along the way.
Whether you're looking for inspiration, a good laugh, or just some solid advice, we've got you covered.
So get ready for stories, insight, and some fun conversations right here on Peer-to-Peer,
where your story matters. Hey guys, welcome back to another episode. This is episode 4, and we have Ashely and Jaabez with us today.
Hi guys, our peer name is Ashely. I'm gonna start it off. My name is Ashely. I am a senior, and I'm a part of the varsity softball team and a part of the class council of 2025.
Hello, my name is Jaabez, and I play soccer, and I do track in the winter and in spring.
So what are you guys talking about today?
Our topic today is about mental health and why we think it's important.
As you progress in high school and you get to junior year, I know it can be like a big stress on a lot of kids. So if kids like take mental health days like throughout like the year, it can probably help them like get some relief.
What does mental health like mean to you? Like, what do you do to like help your mental health?
To help my mental health, sometimes I just take a walk, or I talk to my mom about how I feel, or I just get on the game and talk to my friends and vent.
For me, it's like how we're doing emotionally and then how we're doing psychologically. I feel like your mental health has a big impact on like who you are or how you're doing. So let's say like you're not in a good place, like that's gonna affect how you do in school or how you're just doing overall with people around you. It's like a complicated topic because like anything can affect it. It could be like something little or something big.
Mm-hmm.
So it doesn't really have a one way that like it's affected or whatever.
For me, I like to write, so I have like a little journal if I feel like I just have to like get stuff off my chest. Like I just write in my journal, or if not, like I talk to like my brother or like to a friend. Because that's like one of my most effective ways of letting go of feelings, just like writing or talking about it. And then other than that, probably just doing something I enjoy. Like I enjoy cooking, so maybe I'll just like make some food and then like eat something that I like, or just something like that. Pretty simple.
Okay. Well, I think like mental health like has a big toll on your life in general, because like based on like your mental health is like how you're gonna like not react, but like how you're gonna act around others. You know, some people have like bad like mental health, or you know, they'd rather like stay away from people, or you know, they're always like lashing out, or you know, they're always, I guess I would say like always like sad. Not like sad, like that sounds kind of like if someone like, I guess like if someone's like depressed, like obviously they're not gonna be like sad, like how people like portray them to be, like, oh, like if you're depressed you're gonna be sad all the time, you're gonna be crying all the time. Obviously not. Like there's people who mask like the way they feel, but like obviously like in certain situations, you know, it's gonna like come out. And also like mental health like impacts you a lot in school, and just like also family, home life, friends life. Also I feel like mental health kind of like not shows you as a person, but like shows like what goes on, you know? Like, you know, what shows like what goes on like behind closed doors, you know? And like I think, you know, ways to like deal with your mental health, I don't know, I kind of just be like yapping to like my friends, not really to my friends, because like some people, like, they take it differently. There's a lot of times that you want to vent to your friends and things, but they don't really say anything, like, to you.
Or they're just like you're talking to a wall.
Yeah, it's just like you're talking to a wall.
Stare at you like,
Yeah.
what do I do?
It's like no one but you knows what you feel. So, like, you can't, like, obviously, like, venting is a good thing, but, like, like, sometimes people don't know, like, what to say in return because they don't, like, really, like, they don't understand. And, like, so I guess venting would be good. Like, maybe, like, a therapist. I feel like talking to someone you don't know at all is also, like, a good thing because they won't be biased in a situation. Because, like, let's say you're talking to your friend about a situation. They're obviously going to, like, have, like, they're going to bias what you're saying. Like, let's say you're ranting or something you did in the wrong. They'll be like, no, you're doing the right thing. Like, this and that. So, like, therapist is a good place to go. And I feel like a lot of people talk down on therapists. Like, I don't know, they think about it, like, in a bad way, like, like you're crazy if you go to a therapist or something. Like, you're really not. Like, everyone can need a therapist. They all need, like, someone to talk to. Also, just doing things like clubs, sports, just going on walks or, like, even eating, bro. Like, sometimes just, I just want to go out and eat and, like, hang out, spend time with my friends and stuff to, like, not think about whatever you're thinking about. Yeah, like, is there, like, any, not tips, but, like, I know, like, mental health impacts you, like, a lot, like, during school years, and, we're not locked up here, but we're here for 4 years, so, like, any, like, not tips, but, like, something, like, you think they could do to, like, cope with, like, their mental health while they're,
Yeah, so I kind of want to go back to, like, what you said about people masking their depression or the way they feel. Yes, some people might have, like, a difficulty, like, expressing how they feel to people. But, like, they should understand that it's okay to, like, not be okay and to, like, feel sad or feel depressed or feel lazy or, like, you don't want to do anything. If you're ever feeling like that, you should definitely seek help. Here you have the Y Center, you have your counselors. You could definitely talk to them or to, like, any trusted adult here in the school or to, like, even your friend or, like, your mom, your dad, anyone, cousins. That'll definitely make you feel better rather than just holding everything in and, like, one day just eventually exploding.
If you're stressing about the same thing so much, it's just going to ruin you. So I feel like what kids should do is, like, just, like, take one thing at a time. Like, don't overstack yourself. Yes, they take these big classes, but, like, try to make, like, a schedule for yourself or, like, a little calendar so you can, like, keep yourself in check.
If you, like, bulk everything, like, it's all gonna, like, collide on you at some point. You're gonna hit, like, the point of, like, breaking.
I definitely agree with you guys. I think it's definitely beneficial to find your outlet, find somewhere to express yourself, to put those feelings out instead of keeping them in, because as Ashely said, like, bundling all in it's eventually gonna explode. Like, as you're bundling everything in, then one day, like, the smallest thing could happen and that could just, like, be the one drop that, like, overflows the bucket and it will just be bad. For lack of a better word, just be bad. I think that finding something you enjoy, like, it could be, like how Michelle was saying earlier, like a club, it could be the sport, talking to a teacher, someone you trust, maybe making a friend. As Ashely said earlier as well, like, we have the Y Center that's always available to students.
Also going along with, like I said, like, how, like, your mental health kind of, like, impacts you as, like, a person. Like, let's say, like, you're having a bad day in the office, as Juva would say. Like, what do you guys, like, do if you're having, like, a bad day,
I try to, like, just take a walk and just have, like, a little reset. Try to get my mind right before I go back into the space that I'm going.
When I'm, like, at home and, like, I feel like my mental health is, like, doing pretty bad. Like, I just take both of my dogs, put their leash on, and, like, go on a long walk around the neighborhood. And if, like, when I come back and I'm still, like, in the same mood, I literally just lock myself in my room and go to sleep. Like, don't come bother me, leave me alone. Like, or, like, sometimes I just call my best friend. I'm like, I just start ranting to her about everything and anything, and then we just be going off topic. But definitely seek help. Don't let your friends tell you, like, oh, you're depressed, you're crazy. No, your feelings are valid. Like, you have a right to feel that way. And they shouldn't judge you, like, based on what you're feeling. Like, you're weird.
So sometimes there's days during school, obviously I have a bad day, and sometimes I can project that onto a person. So I guess I would turn avoidant, avoid everyone and just not talk, because then I probably burst, because there's sometimes I'm really mad, anything ticks me off, I just gonna explode, leave me alone. So I just tend to get away or just listen to music. Also, there's days I just kind of just want to cry. But obviously, I'm not gonna cry during school, because it's not it's a bad thing. Sometimes you gotta let it out, and it could be at any moment. You just start crying. And there's a lot of free resources in school, and you might as well take advantage of it now than later, because we have your counselors. You have, the Y Center, as we've, said multiple times. And all those resources are free, and they're right there in front of you. So you might as well take advantage of them, because once you get out of here, there's still places that you could probably, get help from, where you could, but you're going to have to, research it and stuff, and maybe even, pay for it when you're, an adult. So, you might as well do it now. So
I feel like everyone should see a therapist, but it's not something bad. It's just to talk about your feelings is always good to have somebody listen to how you're feeling, rather than just keeping everything in there. I don't know, it would make you feel better. I feel like it will make you feel happier in some way. Yeah.
Yeah, I feel the only, I guess you could say, bad or a con of having a therapist is one is money.
Yeah, definitely.
It's money. And it's if you have no insurance, it's a lot of money. And let's say if you go to a therapist, first thing they're gonna ask you is oh, do you have insurance, or do you have a form of payment? And it's it's kind of negative, a negative aspect of it, because it's what if you don't have the money? What if you don't have insurance? Then you can't have the resources that you need. And it's how you guys have been saying, if you want to get a therapist, people are oh, so you're crazy, only crazy people have therapy, or whatever. And
that doesn't make you crazy.
Yeah,
it's
stigmatized. So yeah, but if I were having a bad day, I'm usually how Michelle said, I'm really an avoidant. So I usually kind of step away. That's how I kind of cope. I just kind of step away, take a deep breath. Especially if I'm at school, I'm I have to chill, I have to just calm down. But sometimes I do cry. That's just the only way I could cope, just crying. And sometimes if it's really bad, I just there's times where I just can't stop crying, and even if it's for something silly. But yeah, just I guess stepping away, taking a deep breath, taking a moment to yourself to process how you feel, reflecting on the situation that's going on, and just stepping back in with a clear head, how Jaabez mentioned earlier.
Yeah, and there is a huge stigma around mental health, like Angela said before. And I feel there's a lot of people who they have this perfect image, and they don't want to break it, if you know what I mean. There's a lot of people who they think they can't have a bad day because let's say everything in their life is going good, or they feel they shouldn't have a bad day just because their image shows, and also what they have. There's I feel there's some, well, I've said it myself, and also some people I shouldn't feel this way because people have it worse than me. Things like that. Mm-hmm. Mental health should be your first priority, because it's you. You yourself should be your first priority, because you're the only person that knows everything about yourself. And if your mental health is bad, it takes a big toll on your entire life. So you should put yourself first. And even if you feel that way, you have to I guess not admit, you have to accept the fact that you have defects, and you don't feel well.
Yeah, on Wednesday we had a peer day, right? So Jaabez, he texted me, he was oh, I'm not going to school today. And I was oh, what's wrong? He was just oh, I'm just taking a mental health day. And that that's good. If you're feeling you need a day for yourself, that you're not feeling it, you're not feeling being around people, because I too feel I can't be around people because they will tick me off. I stay home, and I just take the day to I don't know, talk about my feelings, just do things I like coloring, or just binging shows, and binge eating, because I'm a big bag. So I do that to improve my mental health, and like it makes it better. And it's like what Michelle said about like some people, they don't talk about it because like they want to uphold their image. It's okay to cry, guys. It's okay. You'll be okay. If your friends judge you for crying, they're weird because they most likely cried before too. But if you feel the need that you need to cry to let all your feelings out, that's okay. You'll be fine. Everything will get better.
Well, some things I do, I sometimes just like try to make jokes to make me feel better, to like make the situation like get off my mind. Or I talk to my grandma because I feel like she understands me more than anybody in this world, and yeah.
Okay, also, okay, so like since we're mainly targeting like lower classmen, and also I feel like also like especially our freshmen, because that's really what who we gravitate towards, like our freshmen, because we have freshmen. I feel like myself, like coming in like into like this new building full of like more like a lot of people, like a huge amount of people, I always found myself like thinking like, oh, like are these other people like saying something about me, or like I was like my freshman year I really thought that everyone was saying like things about me, and that took like a big toll on my mental health, because like everywhere I went I'd be like, are they looking at me, or like, oh, like these people like talking like bad about me, or also like people would make a lot of jokes about like freshmen when they first come in, so I'm just like, oh, like guys, are they saying something bad about me? Also like being in such like a large space, like sometimes I get anxious, and also like I just start like overthinking everything, and like everything, like everyone around me, like there's like some point where I thought like everyone like could be like talking bad about me, just because like I was so overwhelmed about like everything around me. And like I don't know, like what is like something like like, because I feel like a lot of people kind of do feel the same, like their freshman year, like they were like really like overwhelmed, and like that took like a toll.
Yeah, so my freshman year, I was like coming to the building, I was scared. We were still in COVID. But my cousin at the time, she was not my cousin, my cousin, she was a senior at the time. And she definitely like, she helped me. Like, she was like, oh, if you ever need help, I'm here. Or if like you need something, like I'm here for you. And like that definitely helped me, because like in the lunchroom I would sit by myself freshman year, and so like she was like, oh no, you don't gotta sit by yourself, like come sit with me, so like you're not feeling lonely. And like that helped me, because when I started sitting with her, then I didn't feel lonely anymore. Like I felt like, oh, like I could make friends, like, and like that didn't make me feel alone, like. Because some people, like, when they sit by themselves, they start to feel, like, alone and stuff. And they start to feel like they don't belong, but you do belong. Like, each and every one that's here, you belong. You have a reason to be here. Like,
I would also like to add on to Ashley. Like, when I first came in freshman year, I was also, like, a little scared. I didn't really know anybody. It was a new space. But I met, like, seniors, and, like, they kind of, like, made the high school more home for me. Mm-hmm. And they kind of brought me out my shell. Like, I was in a shell, like, freshman year, but, like, when I met the seniors, it was, like, I got, like, random boost of confidence. Just, like, everything felt, I don't know. But
it felt good.
Yeah, it felt good. I was like, oh, I'm with the upperclassmen, all that. But, yeah.
Yeah, my freshman year, honestly, I don't remember how I felt coming in, but I do remember making friends. Like, in my gym class, I met, like, new people, and I was with Michelle and with like a lot of other people, and I'm actually still friends with one of the girls too. She's a year above me, so it was just a nice time to just talk with them and just have fun. And then that also like taught me how to socialize more, especially because it was like the COVID era, so coming back to school after not going to school in person for like a year and a half, it felt new and refreshing, I guess, to see everyone again. And like I said before, make friends. So yeah.
Yeah, definitely. And like being in such a big school, you're always going to find, your people, even if at that point, like this goes for everyone. Like you probably like think that, you're by yourself, and you're never gonna find someone that you're gonna relate to or like you can have conversations with. But being in such like a diverse space, like people with different likings, you're always gonna find someone there. Even if like you have like I have a lot of friends that we have nothing in common, but just like conversations about like our space, like we can all relate to, and just like in peer there's 18 people, and it'd be like people that I never think I'd get along with, and like peer was what connected us. And like even though like a lot of us have like nothing in common like at all, we always have like good conversations that we can laugh to. So there's always gonna be that crowd that you can find, and it could be anyone. Like there's people that I became friends with that I like never like thought of being friends with, like because like you're so different from me. Like how are we getting along? So, like there's always gonna be someone there, and like a group of people that you're gonna get along with.
Yeah. So, go ahead.
I wanted to add when I Avid really changed like my perspective on like a lot of people. Like I didn't think like I would like have good conversations or build bonds with people like who don't really like sports or do things that I do. So it really changed my aspect on my way of thinking, and yeah.
When I came freshman year, like I had one friend, like Chanel from middle school that I literally Chanel, and then my best friend that I've known for like my whole life. And then sophomore year, at that Avid class, it was just a whole bunch of us, so much different personalities. Like we all bonded together, and like I made new friends. I made like 10 different new friends. I was like, dang. Like, but we all bonded together. Like to this day, like we still talk. Like we see each other every day. And then also like in our peer class, like these other 17 people, like I didn't even know them. Like, but when we went on our retreat, like it was such a fun experience getting to know everybody. Like also like being off our phones, that also takes a toll on our mental health, because like we're on whatever social media app, and it's like there's like you're comparing yourself to other people, and that takes a toll on you like mentally. Like you start like, am I good enough, or why are they better than me, or why do they look better than me? But like everyone is awesome, everyone is good, like everyone is different, and that's literally the main part of life, you being different from anybody else. But like on retreat, we got to meet like so many different personalities. Like it was just so fun, y'all.
Some of the people in peer, like I knew them already, but like I didn't really know like them on like a personal level. But I feel like after that trip, it really brought like
all of us together. Yeah.
Like we all like told our traumas to each other.
Ava was crying.
Yeah, that was crying, like that was us letting out like our feelings or whatever.
And, like, there's always gonna be someone that you can let your feelings out. And like we were complete strangers, and like right on the trip, like we didn't even talk to each other at all. And then the first thing we did was talk about our traumas to each other with so many people, just a whole bunch of eyes staring at you while you're sobbing. And like it's such a fun thing too. And also adding on what Ashley said, like we were all off our phones, and like even when we had our time to be on our phones, we weren't. Like we were all just like together, like outside, or like I don't know, just walking. And like it was really fun. Like it was a super fun experience. Like I really loved it. Like if I could go back to it, I would. Like
Rio, can't wait for the one in spring, bro.
It's only
wait.
only one day though.
One day?
Yeah, it's only like one night.
Oh.
Yeah.
Juba, what's up? Get your money up. I want to relate mental health to like school, like schoolwork or whatever. I know like there's some people like they thrive for that academic validation, and that like that's good. Like you want to hold yourself to like a really high standard, but at the same time you want to like take care of yourself. So like if you feel like the workload is too much for the day, then like take a break. That's okay. You don't have to like do everything. Like this is why we have blue and white days. Like you have enough time to like do your work. So if you don't want to finish all your work in one day because like it's taking a toll on your mental health, then finish it when you come back home the next day. Like it's easier. Like that's what I do. So
Yeah, and also like communication is key. So like let's say you're having a bad day, it's like great to like communicate with like your teachers, because I think they'll understand, because we're all people and we all have those days. So you can always like communicate and say like maybe you're having a day off because you don't feel well, or you just don't feel well at all. And I feel like most of the teachers here, like they're
understanding.
yeah, they're understanding, and maybe they'll give you like time to like do work, like more like extended time. And I feel like in general, like in the school, well, most of my teachers, like they give like a long period of time to do work. Like even after the due dates, like they still give us time to do work, and they don't even put zeros in the grade book yet. So like after, so like you still have like a good amount of time.
Yeah, but like just ask your teachers, like, do they accept late work? Like, what are their deadlines? Because every teacher is different. Not every teacher is going to be like generous enough to give you the extra time.
All right. Well, this is the conclusion of our episode, and we're going to wrap it up here. So I hope that this episode could impact you, and we could have given you like great tips, or just like be able to relate to you guys, because all four of us were able to relate on multiple of the topics that we brought up, and most of the conversations we all like related to, and we all added on to them. So we hope that you could have thought of something or could have related with us and take on from it.
Yeah, so thank you guys for listening. Stay tuned for the next episode. We should have DeAndre and Emily.
Ooh. Bye guys, thank you so much for having us. I'm just gonna leave you with, seek help if you need it. Go to those counselors, teachers, or the Y Center, and you'll be okay.
All I'm gonna say is seek help, and you're amazing.
Bye.
Period.
Thank you for listening to this episode of Peer to Peer. We hope our conversation has inspired you to explore your own path and embrace the leader within you. We invite you to share your experiences and join the conversation on our social media platforms. Follow us on Instagram at NBHS Peer Leadership. Don't forget to subscribe to Peer to Peer on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, or wherever you listen to podcasts, so you never miss an episode. Please share Peer to Peer with someone who would also enjoy the show and get value. Peer to Peer is a member of the Zebra Podcast Network. Visit zebrapodcastnetwork.com for more information. This is Peer to Peer, where your story matters.
I would never play.